Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé I would call our wedding off if he named our child after his two exes? Now, from the title it may sound like I'm just being jealous, but please listen to my reason. First of all, some background information. I, female 27, and my fiancé, 27 male, have been dating for 5 years. Before COVID, my fiancé had proposed to me, but because of COVID we decided not to get married. We finally decided to get married and have our wedding in April. Now to the actual problem. Me and my fiancé, who we will call Xander, just had our first daughter in December. Once she was born we were already thinking about cute baby names for her, and Xander had told me he liked Melissa or Rihanna, fake names for the sake of privacy. I liked the names and even almost named her Rihanna until he told me why he wanted one of the names. He claimed that he thought of the names from his exes and told me that while he didn't love his exes anymore, he still really liked the names and wanted his daughter to be named one of the two names. But I was not having it. I quickly told him I wouldn't name her any of the names even though he said he never liked them anymore. He tried to reason with me and recommended them as just middle names, and I still told him no. He looked shocked after I told him no, and he had yelled back at me telling me I was being sensitive, foolish, childish and jealous for not even considering them as middle names. But once I heard that, I had completely flipped and told him that I would call the wedding off if he still named her after one of his exes. He looked demolished after what I had said and just left the room. For the last week, I'd been staying with my cousin because I felt bad for yelling at him, and I didn't want to see him, as I think we both need a little break from each other after our argument. Everything has been really stressful lately, as he has told his family, and they're blowing up my phone with text messages calling me all sort of names, and a huge a-hole with other berating text messages for yelling at him, instead of actually trying to work things out, or maybe just listening to him. So, am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé I would call our wedding off if he named our daughter after his two exes? You would spend the rest of your life being reminded of women who were romantically involved with your husband. Baptism or other baby naming ritual? Ding! Registering the child for school? Ding! Oh wow, holy gaslit, fires of testing. This is absolutely a test of how much of his nonsense you will take. This is not about names, it's about the keys to the kingdom. He is literally setting the stage for your downtrodden, miserable future. Insert family members who will treat you like shit into that production, and it's a shit show. You did well. Don't back down, don't go back. Do not get married to this moron. God damn, what a maggot-ridden soul. I'm sorry, but what the heck is your fiancé thinking? Who picks two names, goes to the mat on those two names because they are his ex-girlfriend's names? That is the weirdest, cruelest, dumbest shit I have heard today. I would 100% be reconsidering the entire relationship. That is really tapped. Of all the other names in the world, his choices were two of his exes? Either he's the slowest guy in the world or he is actively trying to break up with you. I cannot see another reason why one would insist on naming your child after an ex. Does his family know why you guys were fighting? Consider canceling nonetheless, it doesn't sound like he's over them.
Am I the a-hole for how I made my will?
I, 22 female, have a good paying job with a life insurance plan for $500K, if I die above 50 and $1 million, if I died before. I have had health problems for the last 8 months, so this is the one I chose. I have my mom, we'll call her T, and my sister, 24 female, we will call her J. My sister is a drug addict with 3 kids, all under the age of 8. Her first kid, K, who will be 8 in February, was born when she started using drugs. I was 14 at the time and in school. I would spend most of my time taking care of this kid. I raised her for 3 years, and when I hit 17, the courts found out that I was raising her and gave her to my mother. My mother has always been money hungry, and the only reason she is keeping this kid is because she gets more food stamps and extra money from the state. She was like my daughter. I was the one who potty trained her and taught her her first words. I did her first 3 birthdays. I was devastated considering my mother, and I don't have a relationship. I still see Kay and talk to her. I help her with school, clothes, and make sure she always has food. I send her $150 a month to get anything she needs that my mom doesn't get her. I'm the one who does Christmas presents and everything. In my will I put she gets $500 a year from the time I pass, to the time she is 18, to get items she needs for school. In case of emergencies, she will get up to $10,000, hospital bills or anything like that. She also will get $3,000 a month after she turns 18 to use on housing. If she decides to go to school, she gets $8,000 a month. After she hits 21, she can use the money to buy a house. After she hits 30, whatever is remaining she will get to keep. Receipts are also to be brought to the lawyer or bills if anyone except Kay takes the money out. I set it up this way so she still has to work for some stuff in life, and also to prevent my sister to use it all on drugs or my mother waste it all. There is a section that says she can use it for driver's training and buying a car, if she wanted to, before she turns 18. And to get extra money to cover car insurance if needed, if she is the full owner and the only one allowed on insurance, so my sister and mother cannot drive it. My lawyer was talking to my mom and sister about this so they would know what's going to happen. And to say the least, they were not happy at all. My sister is furious I kept her other 2 children out, and my mother is furious I'm making her out to be a money-hungry dog. I did leave $10,000 to each of the other kids to have after they reach 18, but only $2,500 to my mom and sister. I cannot have kids of my own, and I do not plan on getting married knowing how my health is. Kay was like a daughter to me, and I just want to make sure she is always taken care of. So, am I the a-hole for only including my niece in my will and wording it to make sure it lasts? Edit. The 3-year-old and 5-year-old are staying with their dads. Both different with different grandparents. Kay is with my mom. Her dad died of a drug OD. The only reliable person she has is me. The 3-year-old and 5-year-old each have a trust fund set up from their grandparents. One is around $80K, the other around $150K. They have something set up for them. At least according to their dads. Your money, your decision. It's beautiful you want to help her out and give her the head start. I'm sure the others might feel some type of way, but the reality is your relationship with Kay is special and you didn't get the opportunity to create that with the other children. Make it so all money taken out has to have a receipt provided to the lawyer, otherwise your sister and mom will try to pressure her into taking the money out herself and giving it over to them. Get an executor for the trust to deal with any of this until she hits 30. Also, don't tell them specifics of how it works. Just give them a chance to find ways to work around what you have in place. Tell all of them you changed your mind and everything is in a trust for niece that can only be accessed by the executor, who is restricted to a set of rules you will not discuss. Tell niece in private and let her know this is to protect her, and that she needs to pretend she can only bring bills or requests to the executor, and they give a yes or no. I do wonder about the $8,000 a month if she is going to school. That is a nice chunk of change, and lots of kids fresh out of high school don't always have good financial habits. Would it be worth thinking about getting the trust to directly pay tuition and books, and a decent living allowance, rather than an amount her mom and grandma may chisel out of her? The more she has in hand when she is entering college or university, the more they can try to take from her. I hope for her sake, you are around for her for a very long time.